Welcome into the Josh Caray Show. Coming up next, I have Trash Pandas starting right-hander Nate Snead, who joins the Angels from last year as a third-round draft pick, now trying to make his way through the Angels farm system. Okay, Nate, I appreciate you taking the time to join me. Let's just start with simple things first. Where are you from and where did you grow up?
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Been there my whole life, and then I went to college my freshman year at Wichita State, and then transferred after my freshman year to the University of Tennessee.
Let's start with your parents. Tell me, what do they do?
My mom is a life underwriter for Northwestern Mutual, and then my dad is I gotta say it. Say it to where it's not that complicated. He does like CAD work for Harley Davidson.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, have you ridden on a Harley before?
Back in the day, he used to take me for some rides, but I always wanted to stay safe, so I never got my motorcycle license. But I had dirt bikes and stuff growing up, so that was a lot of fun.
I think the Angels and your agent probably appreciate that, right?
100%.
Right about now. So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit with your parents. Where does the athleticism come from?
Honestly, nowhere. I'm the first person in my family to play a sport, go to college for a sport, play professional. Like, nobody in my family ever really did any of that. My dad worked a bunch of jobs in high school, and so did my mom. My grandparents, they worked too. Like, there's really nothing athletic about our family, to be honest.
Wow. So where does the baseball gene come from, if at all?
I think my dad grew up, he loved baseball. Growing up in Milwaukee, loved the Brewers, so I think that was something that he wanted to give me, and every day I try and go out there and play for him, and that's something he never got to do, and he wanted me to do it. So
it sounds like your dad, he was kind of a blue-collar type. He was one of those guys who had to earn every inch, right?
100%.
Wow, that's great. So brothers, sisters?
I got a younger sister. She just graduated high school. She's going to the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater for college. Okay. Not sure exactly what she wants to study yet, but that's where she's going to call home.
Any athleticism there?
She played a little bit of track, a little bit of volleyball, kind of a little bit of everything growing up. But now she's just going to go to school to be a student.
So you just brought up volleyball.
Yeah.
And usually when I ask guys, hey, did you play any other sports growing up? And it's either nothing or it was football, basketball, the typical thing.
Yeah.
You were a volleyball player.
I did. Yeah. I did play volleyball.
How in the world did you get involved with that?
So it's kind of backtracks to middle school. I ran cross country from 6th grade to freshman year of high school. And then one of my best friends, Jeremy, he played volleyball. And my sophomore year of high school, he's like, dude, like, you gotta come play. Like, just have, like, it's so much fun. Like, we just go out there and we just try and hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
And sophomore year, I made JV, played with him, and it was a ton of fun. Had a blast. And then junior year was COVID, so we didn't really have a season, and I didn't really want to play because I started taking baseball a little bit more serious. So I was getting in the gym a lot more, doing all that. Didn't think I had time for both. And then going into my senior year, I decided to play again with him, and we absolutely rocked it. It was so much fun. Like, we had a blast. I had like over 250 kills that year. Like, wow. My coach at the end of the year, he came up to me, goes like, I know like you're going to play baseball in college, but like I have to ask, because some of like the D3s in Wisconsin reached out and was like seeing if you were interested in playing volleyball. And I was like, no, I can't do that. But like, that is so crazy. I could have went to school to play volleyball.
Well, when I think of volleyball, especially men's volleyball, women's volleyball is kind of everywhere. But the men, if it's not California or Florida, you don't really hear a whole lot about it. How big is volleyball in the upper Midwest?
I mean, with the winters, you can play inside quite a bit. So, I mean, there's a lot of high schools up there that had men's volleyball or boys volleyball in high school. So it was a fall sport for us, so I could do baseball in the springtime and be able to train during the wintertime. So it fit right in.
I got asked, did it help you with baseball at all, or was it just a fun thing to do?
You definitely kept my arm in shape because I was an outside hitter, so going up and swinging the arm around was pretty much like a baseball throw. So it kept me in shape. It kept me athletic. It got me a little away from baseball, which was nice to get a good reset. And then after practice or after a game and go home, or tomorrow I get in the gym for baseball, and I still have to resort back to that. But then volleyball was just kind of that fun time away.
You have a fastball that sits mid to high 90, so I got to ask, when you go up for a kill, when you spike the ball, did they ever get a read on that? And if so, do you have a number?
No, I never like tested that or got velo on it at all. But definitely have caused a few bloody noses.
That's what I was about to ask.
Say, yeah. I had one guy, I got like 2 bloody noses, and I hit a guy in the face one time, and he ran into the wall after. So it was kind of crazy. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was just fun. I was just having a blast. We were pretty good. We weren't gonna go to like the playoffs or anything like that. So we were just out there having fun.
Okay, well, let's get back to baseball. But boy, that's neat. I have not heard of a lot of male volleyball players, but when it comes to baseball, when did you start playing, and when did you realize that you had something a little different from the other kids your age?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing pretty much my whole life, between like rec ball at 3 years old to the local little league that was less than like a half mile from my house. I played that until my freshman year of high school. Then played high school ball, and then started to play travel ball, and just kind of got better as the years went. And then once I really started to take baseball serious and wanted to try and play at the next level, I mean, like I said before, going to Brewers games growing up, I mean, we had season tickets for probably 14, 15 years. Like, we would go there almost 3-4 times a week when they were in town. It was just a blast, and all that tailgating stuff. Like, I just loved being around baseball, and it was very life-changing for me. Like, seeing these guys I grew up, like my idol, like Trevor Hoffman, seeing him come out of the bullpen, hearing Hell's Bells. Like, me and my dad talk about it still to this day. And I was actually lucky to meet him in the fall, or that was early spring. I got to meet him. He was in Arizona, and my agent knows him really well. So got to hook up with him, and like it was like a dream come true for me, because like every time I think about like when I was at Tennessee coming in through the bullpen, all I remembered was just Trevor Hoffman coming out, and like that's just what grew my love for baseball. And then going back to my junior year, or like late sophomore year, I got into the gym and started to learn how to throw hard, learn how my body moved, get stronger, and then just kind of take baseball a year-round thing for me. And then as the results came, I just realized like this is definitely going to be an opportunity for me. I'm going to get opportunities at the college level. And then I committed to Iowa Western late my senior year. And then the coaches left, took a job at Western Kentucky. I decommitted, committed to Wichita State, went there for a year. And then after that, we had coaches falling out there too. So then I went to Tennessee and had a great time there. So it's just kind of let it fall into my lap, honestly.
Before we get into your college career, you'd mentioned Trevor Hoffman. Obviously, he's a closer. Now that you're a starter, is there anyone who you look back at either now or then that you really admired out of the rotation?
I think Brandon Woodruff was a big one for me. Like, I really liked watching him play. He's a uber competitor. Like, the way he handles himself on the mound it's beautiful.
So you mentioned college. First, Wichita State, and I think a lot of people might not know this who don't follow college baseball. Wichita State was kind of the Gonzaga, if you will, of the 90s and the 2000s. They had some really, really good teams. What was it about Wichita State? Coming from Wisconsin, I can understand you probably need to move south, but you chose Wichita. Why is that?
Yeah, I was very grateful to get an offer from them, and I didn't have many offers that weren't, in my eyes, going to be that beneficial for me. And I saw Wichita State and saw the Division I lifestyle and was like on board with it. Kind of just bought into it, went down there, committed, all that stuff. Really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say one thing led to another, but talking to like the coaches and Mike Pelfrey, at the pitching coach at the time, former big leaguer for like 12 years. He was amazing to talk to. That guy is awesome. And then Eric Wedge at the time, he used to be a MLB manager. So like there was a ton of coaching experience, and I thought that would have been a great place to develop and learn how to be a better pitcher, better teammate, kind of all around a better player. And I had a great experience there, and I learned a ton.
I can't imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, playing high school ball in Wisconsin, you got that many games. So just how big of a jump was it? Well, I'll ask two questions. One, how many games did you play at the high school level, say in a given year in Wisconsin, and how hard of it was it to go from there all of a sudden to D1 ball?
Yeah, it was definitely a change. I think my senior year, we went like 27-8 or or something like that. We played like 35 games.
Yeah.
We would start April 1st. That was opening day. I'll never forget it. I started opening day. It was April 1st. It was 35 degrees, felt like 28 with sideways snow, and we played all 6 or all 7 at the time. So
wow.
It was very crazy year, that senior year. It was very cold and a lot of snow. But the transitioning into that lifestyle, it was good. They definitely take the fall slow, and like those new guys, they make sure they get a hold of it and they understand what's needed from them, and they understand that lifestyle. It was definitely different. Like I said, being away from home first time. I mean, it was 12 hours away from home, learning how to grocery shop, kind of be on my own and rely on myself, and it was a change, and I really enjoyed it because it really taught me how to be an adult at the age of 18 and like learning this lifestyle for years to come. I mean, I'm in pro ball. I live in Alabama now, so it's kind of what you got to learn.
Yeah, you become a bit of a vagabond.
Yeah.
So you go Wichita to Tennessee. Look, that's a step up, obviously, when it comes to level of competition and all that. But what was behind your decision to go from being a shocker to a volunteer?
Yeah, at the end of the year, we kind of realized that the coaches weren't going to be there anymore, and then we actually found out that they all got let go and took different jobs elsewhere. And I think like 30 of us went in the portal like at the same time, and it was crazy. And I remember talking to some of the guys about it, and like we were just kind of talking about like where we want to go, like what's the dream, kind of all this, all that. And in my eyes, I was like, I kind of wanted to set a stretch goal for me. I was like SEC or bust. Like like that was like, if I got one call from the SEC, like I would have been ecstatic. I was super excited. And then the day of the portal opened that I got like entered in, I'll never forget that either. It was like 7:45 in the morning, and like when you enter the portal, it's like it starts at 6 a.m. that morning. I wake up at 7:45 to like my phone buzzing. Like I was like, what is going on? Like I roll over. I got like 5 emails, like 14 missed calls, like 30 text messages, and I was like, oh, I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like right away, I had just woken up, and it was crazy. I woke up and I went to my dad, because he worked from home because from COVID and everything like that. He worked from home, and I went up to him. I was like, dude, like check this out. Like I'm literally just scrolling on my phone for like a minute, and it's just school after coach after coach after coach. And it was like, he was like, oh, okay. And he like immediately called his boss. He's like, it's going to be a long couple weeks.
Yeah.
We took probably 6 phone calls on day 1, and I was just drained by the end of it. Like it was so overwhelming. Like I was not expecting this, and I was getting calls from everywhere. I mean, not even just the SEC, like the ACC, the Big Ten, schools I've talked to in the past. Like everybody was reaching out, and I was really grateful for it. It was a really cool experience to be able to handle that. And then obviously started to talk to Tennessee. I mean, they were my dream school, so they were my second call that I took, and it was a great phone call. I was scheduled to visit for like 2 weeks out, and then went there, and I had kind of a backstory traveling down to a tournament in Georgia. We actually stopped at Knoxville and kind of just walked around, and there was an open gate, and I went in and just kind of was watching these guys taking BP on the field and whatever, all that. And I actually met Coach Bonfield there and followed him on Twitter, and then he saw like I was doing all this stuff in high school, and he's like you ever seen like the underground here? Like you ever been here? I was like, no, like it'd be awesome. So then we got like an unofficial tour of like the baseball facilities and everything. Yeah. It was awesome. And then like even before that, Tennessee was like a big dream school for me, going down to the South. I mean, the Orange, it was awesome. It was very flashy. It was super cool. And then fast forward to the portal, going back there and getting like the full tour, like the breakfasts, the lunch, the dinners, the photo shoots, the football facilities, like everything you see literally everything. And it was just mind blowing. It was like, I thought the baseball was cool, and seeing everything else was unbelievable. We were having like the best time, and we were getting ready to leave, and we were in the hotel parking lot, and I called Coach V up and was like, hey, like, what are the next steps of being a volunteer? And I remember how ecstatic he was to have me come down and be a Vol, and I was super pumped for the opportunity.
You know, I met him just last season. It was toward the end of the year. This was maybe a week or two before he took the Giants job, and you can tell just how smooth he is as a salesman. So, but I got to ask, he's got a bit of a rep, but playing for him and knowing him personally like you do, what's it like playing for him, and what type of man is he? Yeah,
I mean, when you go through that recruiting process, you know that some people are going to say one thing and do another thing, right? Like that's how a lot of college is, and he was exactly who he said he was, and exactly how he approached myself and Frank Anderson, same way. Like from the first day I stepped on campus until the last, it was literally how they expected my journey through Tennessee to go, and it was actually awesome to be with him. And he is an amazing guy, and obviously he took the job with San Francisco, and I think it's an amazing role for him. I think he's going to do a great job up there. He's done his time in college. It's his time to move up in the world, and I wish nothing but the best for him, Frank, and Q.
I got to ask, though, there are a lot of people who, frankly, want to see him fail.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you say to people who kind of want the guy to come up short? I mean, why is that, and why do you think people feel that way?
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way just because they think he's so young and, like, jumping from college to Major League Baseball, and some guys that are almost his age that he's managing, right? I think that he hasn't gained the respect aspect of it as much as he did at, like, Tennessee and in college. Like, he was like, oh, like, that's Tony Vitello. Like, you better like sit up straight, and you better approach him professionally. All right, so I think that's a lot of people don't see that respect for him in professional baseball yet, and it's kind of sad to see, especially that rep he's put on himself at Tennessee and what he did there, and what he turned that program into in just 7 years of playing or of coaching there. And like I said, I think he's going to do a great job. He's going to find the people that he needs to win, and he will do a lot more winning, just like he has been.
You had a lot of great teammates while you were there. Probably the most notable to Trash Panda fans and Angel fans is Christian Moore.
Yeah.
We know he's also a very fiery competitor.
Oh, yeah.
He is also, when he's on, he can be a very dangerous threat. What was it like having him as a teammate, and what was it like watching him play every day?
Simo was awesome, man. That guy, he showed up.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He showed up, and he did his work, got in. I mean, I can say the same about pretty much everybody else on that team. That team was so much fun to be around. But Simo, he was a great leader on the field with the way he played. He was batting leadoff, and it was either a double down the line or it was a homer over the batter's eye. You literally just knew he was getting on base, and that competitive side, like, really brought out everybody else's competitive side, just because, like I said, he's batting leadoff, and you see him go out there and he's homer, double, single, triple, like, just playing his game. It would fuel the next guy in line, and you go out on defense. All right, I want to get back in and get these guys back in the batter's box, right? Like, that's how he showed his emotion towards baseball, and everybody kind of played through each other.
A lot of great memories, I'm sure, at Tennessee, winning the national title. But just for you personally, is there a game or a moment that really sticks out to you, probably above anything else?
Yeah, I would say in 2025, last season against Florida, I got 2 saves in one weekend, and it happened to be my birthday weekend too. So it was just kind of a great weekend in itself, and had a blast. That 24 year. I pitched so much. It's so hard to remember them all.
Anything from the College World Series that stands out, other than the dog pile after y'all won it?
Yeah, well, actually, we didn't dog pile.
Oh, you didn't?
That's the crazy. I think we got to be the first team in history to not dog pile. Golly. So it was pretty cool.
Maybe we'll do one at the end of this.
Yeah, maybe, hopefully. In 24, I would probably say pitching 5 out of the 6 games in Omaha was pretty incredible. It was a really cool experience. Getting a save in Game 2 to push to get Game 3 in the finals was pretty awesome. But like I said, there were so many great games and great memories on that team that year, and we all around was just so much fun.
Well, you're now in the Angels organization. What's it just been like? I know it hasn't even been a year yet since you were drafted. So, but that said, how do you feel about your development? And by the way, did you and Christian touch base after you got drafted, just being in the same organization again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was the night I got drafted. I remember getting a text from him. He said, "Call me whenever you get the chance."
Mm-hmm.
And I called him that next morning, and he was just saying like, he was super pumped that they drafted me and that they were really pushing for me, and that him and Ben Joyce, they were super excited to have me there. And like I said before, like talking to him and talking to Joyce, like really understanding what's asked of me in this organization and how to pursue things. So.
Yeah, so far you've only been here, I guess, a little more than a month, maybe 6 weeks or so. You've had some good moments. You've had some down moments. What are you learning about yourself as you just go throughout this process and learning to refine yourself as a pitcher? Yeah,
it's definitely staying in my routine and not changing anything, because it got me here for a reason. And you're going to struggle. You're going to have some down days, but it's a matter of how you bounce back that next time. It's not a matter of, oh, like, what did I do wrong this time? I need to completely change everything. No, that's not how this game works. Mm-hmm. You're going to have those down days, but it's a matter of staying in your routine, staying in your rhythm, and becoming the best version of yourself every day. And whether it's something you work on every day or something that's taking months to achieve, right? So every day is a building block, and you're not looking for everything that's wrong at once.
Well, I appreciate your time. I just have a few more smaller questions to ask you. First and foremost, other than making the show, what's the one thing you want to accomplish in your baseball career that would stand out over anything else?
Probably making it to the Hall of Fame.
Okay, good for you. So
it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you like going to that nth degree, right?
Yeah.
Not just one SEC school, a bunch of SEC schools.
Yeah.
So you want to go Hall of Fame, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I try and set goals that aren't achievable within a month or two. Like, that'll take probably 12 more years from now, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, like I said, you got to stick to your routine, got to stick to what you know, got to learn what you need on a day-to-day basis and have a good time with it too.
I guess we touched on it a little bit just moments ago, but I'll go ahead and bring it up again. What would you say is probably the one memory in your baseball career that you've accomplished that stands out above anything else?
Man, besides the obvious?
Yeah.
That's so hard. I just think, like, by connections.
Right.
I think the guys that I've been around is, like, it's unmatched. Like, guys from from Wichita State, like Peyton Tolley, like, he's playing in the show. He is absolutely dominating. Like, knowing that's a guy I can reach out to. Or guys at Tennessee, like Drew Beam. He's one of my best friends. I talk to him on a daily basis. And guys like Ben Joyce, although I didn't play with him at Tennessee, he's in this organization. He's been through what I'm going through, and having him as a contact. And I think the relationships, like going back to like Q, Frank, V, kind of everybody I've worked with, they're always like, if you ever need anything, call me. If you ever need anything, I'm just a text away, like literally. And I always try and use those contacts to my advantage, and really use them what they're there for, because they love that just as much as I need their help. Mm-hmm. They love helping that younger generation, those younger people, the things that they've gone through. They want to see them succeed too. So I think that's the biggest takeaway.
Final question, and you're already a guy who looks far into the future, so I'm going to ask you to look further. One day you're going to have to walk off the field the final time as a player. You're going to have to become like everyone else in here.
Yeah.
What do you see yourself doing once your playing career is over?
I always talk to my dad about it. Like opening a mechanic shop, just kind of working on cars and just.
Do you work on them now?
Yeah, me and my dad, we got a project car at home that we try and work on every time I get the chance to go home and get that thing on the road and have fun.
Okay, I got to ask. So what's your favorite car? Like, if you pick one car to drive right now, what would it be?
Me and my dad, we work off each other pretty well. So it's either between a 68 Charger or a 68 Corvette. Like, him and I both really like those cars. And I remember I saw one in Arizona in spring training, and my face lit up, and I immediately FaceTime him. I was showing him. I was like, this is literally it. Like, this is the car. And it was super cool because, like, him and I mean, we've bonded over that stuff for my whole life. I mean, my grandparents had cool cars and stuff like that, and going to car shows, and that's just the stuff we bond over when it's not baseball, because it can't be baseball all the time.
It's good, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great work, man.
I appreciate it.
And again, that's starting right-hander Nate Snead. Thank you for your time. We'll see you next time on The Josh Caray Show.